welcome back to the Press Box, Week 7. This is Wes Blomquist with Mike Foreman here in the land of leather, Yorktown.
Wait a minute, Wes. You got your geography messed up. That Yorktown is the land of leather. We're here in Yorktown, and actually this weekend coming up right here in Yorktown is Western Days.
Western Days.
Yeah, so you just got to keep your community straight. I know it's hard, but you'll get it down.
All right. Don't know anything about Western Days, not even really leather, but I do know. Maybe I got it confused because last week you watched Yoakum. You watched them play Cuero. Pretty good game, right?
It was an interesting game. A lot of things happened during the game, but I suppose the number one thing is running back Trent Jackson, a freshman for Cuero, 18 rushes, 222 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Okay, so it looks like Cuero, they might be a good team in the future too.
Yeah, well, so in other words, what it means is they're not good just this year. Their future looks bright, as it always seems to do.
Okay, and I know Tyler Arndt had another good game. There was also maybe a little tussle. It wasn't you throwing punches, was it?
No, I wasn't involved. It's, the emotions of Cuero and Yoakum, a big rivalry. And really didn't amount to much. 2 players were ejected, but it really didn't affect the outcome of the game. And after that little tussle, things settled down and they played football.
Okay, and we're here in Yorktown. They came out last week with a win over Pettis. What are you expecting of them?
Well, it was a big win over Pettis because it was the start of district, and they dropped down from 2A to 1A. And they had a little rocky road there in their non-district schedule, but they got things right for Pettis. And this week they have a big game with Falls City, who most people would probably say is the district favorite. So we'll really see this week. It's another big game. If they want to win the district championship, they're going to have to beat Falls City.
Okay, you had an opportunity to talk to the coach. Let's go out there right now.
Well, actually, talked to a couple of players out there.
Okay.
We're with Jordan Wisey from the Yorktown Wildcats. Y'all had a big win over Pettis last week.
Yes, sir, we did.
Kind of talk about the way things are going with your new coach, Huddleston, and starting district. I know that's kind of what you were pointing towards, wasn't it?
Yes, sir. All we're trying to do is just make the playoffs for the first time in a long time, and things are going really great with the new coach.
Okay, kind of talk about some of the changes you've seen around here this year?
The work ethic is a big change so far, and everyone wants to get better. We lift weights a lot more now. We're practicing a lot harder, and we know how good we can be now. So it's basically the biggest thing that's changed.
Going to Class 1A, I guess that just psychologically helped you all having the equal numbers, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, can you tell the difference?
Yes, sir. It's a lot better to see a team like same numbers on both sides instead of looking over there, and it's twice as many people. You're looking at twice as many people as you have, okay. So it's a lot more relieving to see.
Good. All right, Yorktown pretty excited about their win. A team not too excited this week, Memorial Vipers. I was out there at the stadium. Took a 52-7 loss to Wagner. Fell behind 31-0. Pretty much over from the get-go. First play of the game, they connect on a 85-yard pass. Next play, punch it in from 1 yard out. Not too good for the Vipers this week. They're in Highlands, going to San Antonio for a Saturday game. How do you think teams respond? 52-7 loss.
Well, I guess the one thing is, at least if you lose by 1 point or a touchdown, you're thinking back, we could have done this, we could have done that. Well, in this game, there's a lot of things they probably could and should have done. So, I mean, you just try to put that behind you, and they better focus on Highlands because Highlands beat King, and it's not a gimme, and they have to win if they want to go to the playoffs. So it's a huge game for them.
Yeah, and for the Vipers, O.J. Hughes led them again, 104 yards rushing. Got a couple younger players in too. Rikishi Bailey, sophomore. He ran the ball a couple times. Good showing. Pretty big kid. And also Rico Valli came in to quarterback, completed 2 passes, 2 of them to Kyle Mush again, but so pretty good showing. Also, let's go over to Port Lavaca. They came out with a 7-point win last week.
Right.
What do they have to prove?
They have GP this week, Gregory Portland, down in Portland. That's a huge game because both of those teams are undefeated in district. And, Calhoun's number 5 in the state, and this will be a chance to show that they deserve to be ranked. They've proven that over and over, but really, if they want to win an outright district championship, which has been their goal, they haven't done it the previous 2 years. They've been either co-champs or tri-champs. They have to win this game.
Yeah. And I haven't been here too long, but whenever Mike Foreman says it's a huge game, it's a big game. And I was at the game last year, Gregory, Portland, Calhoun. I mean, they just ran the ball. I mean, they'd hand it off Sterling Jones, Archangel. They'd just take it off for a touchdown. Hopefully, I mean, maybe see them do that again this year.
We'll see. Coach Whitaker has talked about they have GP has 2 very good defensive ends, so it may not be quite as easy. And I know Coach Harris down at GP, who used to coach at Refugio, and his defensive coordinator is David McKinney, who was also with him in Refugio. They're going to have a game plan for Calhoun, and I think they feel like they have a little bit better personnel this year. So this game could be a very good test for Calhoun.
Yeah, and speaking of easy games, last week St. Joe, they hosted Getting State. It's supposed to be easy, but they shot themselves in the foot a couple times, scored 4 touchdowns that got called back, 129 to nothing. Keep that streak alive, shutting Getting State out. But now they have San Marcos going down there. Should be a good game for
well, the Flyers, I think, should be able to handle San Marcos Baptist. This is another step, but I guess what we need to see about them is their focus. I guess they knew they could handle Giddings, and so their focus wasn't quite where it should be. And that's something you want to do because we've learned time and again it's not so easy to turn it on and turn it off just that easily, because they're going to end up, playing someone. We're not really sure how good TMI is, but we know SAC, San Antonio Christian, is pretty loaded this year. So they have to kind of get ready for those games.
Okay. So what are some of the other games that you're looking forward to this week?
Well, we have Shiner at Ganado, which is a big district matchup. Both those teams started with district wins. They used to play each other in 2A, and now they're back playing each other in 1A. And then, of course, there's the big rivalry between Shiner St. Paul and Hallettsville Sacred Heart, which St. Paul hasn't won since 1989. We've talked about it before. And they feel like this year's team has the best chance to end that streak.
Yeah, I wasn't even born in 1989, so that dates back a long time ago.
Right. So that tells you how long it's been, and I'm sure those St. Paul fans are really excited. They think this might be the year. But, Pat Hinkie, there's our veteran coach, and Pat just seems to have his team ready when it counts, and that should be a good game this week too.
So who do you have in that game? Are you going to step out? I know we do the predictions every week, or are you going with that?
Well, we may step out, but I think I'm going to wait until I have to sit down and actually make that choice.
Okay, I'm going to make a bold statement right now. St. Paul wins the game.
St. Paul. Wes says it's St. Paul, so I guess, I don't know, if you can take it to the bank if your bank is still solvent.
All right. We're the Press Box. That's it.
That's it. See you later.
Another aspect of the press box is highlights. We're encouraging coaches and fans to send in clips. You can either do this by sending us a URL from YouTube or bringing us a physical copy. Our address here is 311 East Constitution in Victoria.